It's a really good question, and I think one of the main reasons why there is rising levels of stress in the whole world today, not just in one particular society, is really connected to the pace of change. Never before has every culture, every society been subjected to such a fast pace of change, driven by technology, of course. And what most people don't really realize that the stress they experience doesn't actually come from the changing world around them, but actually comes from how they respond to that world. And what most people have been taught to believe is that other people, situations and events cause them to feel the emotions of stress, emotions like fear, tension and anxiety. But in reality, these are emotions that we create as we create our response to the challenges in the workplace, our family, what's happening in our country. In fact, as individuals, our ability to respond really means our responsibility. And it's our responses which contain the stress that we feel, not what other people create within us. And this is actually a very freeing insight. When you understand that it's possible to change how you respond to whatever is happening around you, then it's possible to free yourself from tension, anxiety, worry, fear, the emotions that stress represents. But of course, before I can make those changes to the way I respond, I have to change the way I think. And that comes from the way I see, the way I perceive the world around me. And so this idea of perception, as they say, is our reality. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? And when there's stress in my life, it's a sure sign that I'm perceiving people, events, situations around me in a negative way. And therefore I'm thinking negatively about those people, those situations, and therefore I'm feeling negative about those people and situations. So if I want to be free of stress, it's really a question of freeing myself from my own negative thoughts. And that means changing my perception about what I'm seeing. Not easy for most of us because we learn to perceive in certain ways. We learn to perceive as we learn to believe. And so changing our perception means changing our beliefs. And one of the most important beliefs that helps us to not react negatively to the world around us is that things don't happen to us. Situations don't happen to us. People don't happen to us. Everything happens for us. And when I can turn this idea that life happens to me into life happens for me, then I transform my own relationship to life from being one of a victim of circumstances, a victim of situations, to being the master of those situations, the master of those circumstances. Because instead of being the victim and saying, this is happening to me, I'm able to say, this is happening for me. Now what can I learn? What can I learn from this person, this situation? And as I learn, then I'm able to change how I respond, change how I think, change how I feel. And then it's possible to be free, to set myself free of stress, of the stress that only I create for myself.